I'm not letting this thing go.
And I couldn't find it.
I think we might build up, yeah. So.
Yeah.
I ended up with a Supergirl one, but I fallen in love with it as I've seen it going.
Supergirl looks really good. So.
Yeah, Supergirl. I got
she's great casting.
She's great.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
She's perfect for it. All right, guys, what's up?
Why is Tom the perfect Lucifer?
All right, so what I think is amazing about Tom as Lucifer is the fact that he can take scenes that could go 1,000 different directions. That could go easily too evil, too broad, too saccharine, and just grounded in a simple charm and a simple roguish humanity. He takes scenes and makes them human, and I think that is such a skill. And what it allows us to do is write scenes that might be a little more tonally different than normal. We can go a little sillier, we can go a little darker, because he's our lodestar. Like, as long as he and actually the rest of our cast are delivering these lines, it'll all feel like the same show. And that's how we're able to do scenes like the Dr. Linda scene. I don't know if you guys saw the pilot. It's hilarious. It's almost slapstick, but it's not at all, because those two actors ground it, I thought, at least.
They did phenomenally.
In such a nice way that you can... It opens up our storytelling possibilities. And that's what I love about it, and about Tom.
In the pilot itself, it struck a balance between procedural and supernatural. How did you approach that in terms of not making it too gimmicky and kind of... I
can speak to the series. I wasn't involved in the actual pilot, but I can speak to going forward. Because the challenge is, like you said, what you don't want to do is the devil in a cup solve a case every week. But at the same time, that's part of the DNA, is this unlikely duo. So really the way we've approached it is a very simple idea, which is these are two characters that are polar opposites but might be more alike than they all are. And every situation they go into, every conversation they have, should speak to that dynamic. He's the eternal teenager. He's that, right?
Yes.
I mean, he's that kid who said, Dad, I want to do it differently. Dad kicked him out of the house, moved him to this shitty neighborhood. Pardon my language. The poopy neighborhood. And then he rebelled again and went and got fast cars and had a lot of fun. She's someone who had to grow up far too fast because of her past, so she skipped those years. So you have these two people who haven't lived each other's lives, meeting in the middle. I could write that for years. Hopefully I will. That to me is the fun of it. And every world we go into, every scenario we go into, is colored both by that, and just, to me, the really cool idea that Lucifer doesn't lie. Lucifer, the king of lies, is ill-named, because he speaks the truth. When you tell a lie, you demean yourself, and the devil will never demean himself, because, come on, the devil wouldn't do that. So, to me, what's so interesting is, as long as you have these characters facing hypocrisy, facing lies, facing people who won't embrace their desires, that to me is the most important engine of the show.
How quickly will Chloe's history and what makes her Chloe unfold? Will it be obvious right away?
We're going to dig into that early. We're going to thread it out a little bit, but that's the meal of the beginning, because the big mystery going forward is two-part. One, Lucifer's wondering why he doesn't affect her. She's wondering how this guy survived 6 bullets and walked away with a smile. So, what you have is this great sort of, both want to know what on earth is going on with the other. And so it's something that we'll peel away at like a delicious onion. I don't know if there is such a thing, but we're one.
You mentioned wanting to write, this years. Is there a Bible that you have an endpoint, you think this is what I want to get to, or does that kind of go out of the way when you have...
We know where we're going season 1, and we know a lot of what we want to do season 2. But honestly, I firmly believe in Vince Gilligan always talks about, you don't want to plan too far ahead because you can trap yourself. And though I in no way compare myself to Vince Gilligan, who is an absolutely amazing writer, I will learn from the best. And I think, to me, that's the great idea. Have ideas of places to go, but don't lock yourself into corners. So there's dynamics we want to play out, there's arcs, there's moments we want to see, but really beyond starting off season 2 and knowing where that could go, we're still keeping it friendly.
What's been been your biggest challenge with the show, whether it's been technical or cast-wise or story-wise?
The biggest challenge has been figuring out a way to replicate the fun of the pilot in as much as we're going to have mysteries that they're trying to figure out. And not making it the traditional police procedural, making it much more investigating people's hidden desires, investigating the secrets people keep, and using that to drive our story forward. Because what I love about the pilot is you go talk to this actor and he admits all of this hilarious, interesting stuff that speaks to character and speaks to hypocrisy, and that's what moves us forward. Like that, to me, is the fun challenge, because we sort of have to rewire our brains to go, I'm not looking to steal this guy's phone so that I can, listen to his calls. I'm looking to find out how he's alive or how he's hypocrite.
Last question. Oh, who wants to take it?
Big one.
Tone-wise, okay, we know we're going to get a lot of different things, like humor, whatever. What really sets this apart, though, from any other shows out there and is really going to grab viewers?
I think that's great because it ties to the first question, which to me, I feel like with our cast, with the template Len made in the pilot, visually and tonally, what we can do is we can go further in different directions. We could go a little sillier, we can go a little weirder, because these actors and the way that it's executed allow us to push different boundaries. Both sexy boundaries, funny boundaries, like oddly sort of like almost sitcom-y moments that aren't a sitcom for us because our characters believe them. And because that's really the real world. Like, our lives are filled with pratfalls and tragedy. And the fact that we can have both in this world just, to me, opens up such a canvas.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.